Hello everyone. In today's lesson, we will discuss the third section of topic 13, human-computer interaction, also called as HCI. So these are the areas that you need to know on human-computer interaction or in HCI as per the content given in the Edexcel specification. You need to know the importance of effective human-computer interaction and its impact on the user experience, and understand the ways in which human-computer interaction can be implemented through visual, audio, and haptic, and then understand the economic principles that underpin human-computer interaction, and how we can design to meet the needs and requirements of individuals and organizations with regard to menus, icons, accessibility, windows, and pointers. Okay, so let's start. Okay, human computer interaction, or HCI in short, is a multidisciplinary field of study focusing on the design of the computer technology, more specifically in the interaction between humans, like the users and computers. So, initially concerned with computers, it has since expanded to cover almost all forms of information technology design, including but not limited to mobile phones, mobile devices, smart devices used in different fields, and robotics, drones, and etc. So, when we say interactions between users and computers, it encompasses a large scope of challenges. So, these include disability access, enabling users who cannot read to interact with computers, and interacting with computers in challenging environments such as underwater or extreme temperature environments, and interaction with computers while wearing personal protection equipment, gloves, and headgear accessories, and different form factors and different input interfaces such as computer tablets, phones, home appliances, children's toys, smart home devices, right? Uh, so what does that really mean? So here it's visually to show you the importance of HCI. We humans has to interact with computers to get the desired outcome from it. It's similar to we interacting with other humans like your family, friends, teachers at school. So in this visual diagram, our body is labeled as the human layer, while all the electronic parts and computers are labeled as the computer layer. The goal of HCI in simple words is to connect these two layers tightly as possible. So the computers interact with the outside world, that is, with other computers or systems or humans through input sensors and output devices. Most simple input devices are the mouse and keyboard, right? We all use it. So when a computer wants to tell us or show us something, it output that message or information to an appropriate output devices such as a screen or a printer. So that's what's shown on the right hand side of this visualization. So now let's focus on us humans. We seldom think of us doing the same things towards computers, right? So our brain is similar to the computer after all computer processors is built to replicate the brain. So now if we think of how we send out our feelings, intentions to outsiders, it's through our body parts, correct? So in the diagram, they are labeled as actuators. So actuators are parts that can be moved. So think of a moment what actuators we possess. Okay, so we can move our arms and legs, our fingers and wrists. So we can move our lips, our head, our eyes and eyelashes. So we can also move some parts of our face like forehead and cheeks. So we can move our vocal cords and make them vibrate to make sounds that we hear as speech. And so all these actuators transmit messages to the outside world, uh, right? So when we are sad, like even if we don't verbally tell that we are sad, others can see it in our face, right? So we are angry or happy or confused or lying. So all these are transmitted through our facial expressions. So now fingers is the first actuator we try to pair with the computer to interact and provide inputs. So therefore we invented the keyboard and mouse first. They are designed so that our brain and transmit the signal using the fingers and inputs, so that into computer in a way that it can understand. The speech recognition enables our voice actuator or like vocal box to directly interact with computers. through the mic as the input sensor. Then facial recognition came into play where it identified multiple actuators on our face and combined that signals to generate inputs. So today we have a whole array of input sensors that understand our brain signals through hand gestures to speech to facial actions to even input directly using brain waves by tapping into our neural network. So if we think of the inputs into our brain, we have multiple sensors on our body to capture signals. So of course, we have five basic sensors: the sight, the smell, the sound, the touch, and our brain can process them individually or in combinations to generate meaningful insights or feelings or emotions. The sight and sound sensors were the first to connect with computer using the monitors. Uh, and speakers as output devices. So today we have many computer output devices, including wearables. So more human sensory inputs can stimulate it simultaneously to send inputs to our brain faster. So HCI is the study of how these human actuators and sensors can be paired efficiently and effectively with input sensors and output devices in computers to build great computer systems to let anyone, irrespective whether they are uh, computer literate or not, whether they are differently able or not, likewise. So let's delve into the transformative impact of human computer interaction on user experience. So let's explore six key points that illustrate how HCI shapes our digital interactions and enhances the user engagement. Point number one is the usability and the performance. So, firstly, HCI facilitates the development of interfaces with higher usability and performance. So, by prioritizing user centric design, we ensure that interactions are intuitive and efficient, and ultimately, it enhances the overall user experience. And then, connectivity. HCI fosters a sense of connectivity between users and systems, like whether it's seamless navigation, personalized recommendation, or real-time feedback. So HCI bridges the gap, creating a more engaging and immersive digital environment. And also the brand value. Uh, HCI contributes to like building a stronger brand value through intuitive interfaces and delightful experiences. Businesses can cultivate positive associations and fostering trust and loyalty among users. So it laying a solid foundation for sustainable growth. And then we have loyalty. HCI plays a pivotal role in improving user experience and fostering loyalty by consistently delivering intuitive and enjoyable interactions. Businesses can forge deep connections with users, encouraging repeat engagements and brand advocacy. And then we have social interactions. So HCI enables the development of social media platforms that facilitate smooth interaction and communication, like from intuitive messaging systems to immersive multimedia experiences. So HCI enhances our ability to connect and engage in meaningful ways. And then we have habit forming technology. HCI leverages habit forming technology to adapt to human experience and lifestyle, like by understanding user behaviors and preferences. So, technology can provide tailored support and experiences, so it ultimately enrich our daily lives. So, as you can understand, human computer interaction is not just about interfaces, it's about crafting experiences that resonate with users on a profound level. So by prioritizing usability, connectivity, and brand value, loyalty, social interaction, and the adaptability. Okay, the goal of HCI are simple and it's easy to produce. Systems are usable, the systems that are safe, systems that functional efficiently and effectively. So to achieve these, of course, the developers of such systems must attempt to understand the factors how people use the technology. That is to know like what under what constraints or factors they use the device, and then develop tools and techniques to enable building suitable systems, such as systems for people with disabilities to use the system, or people working in extreme environments to use the system, and then achieve different integrations. Okay. The flow of information between the human and computer is defined as a loop of interactions. The loop of interaction has several aspects to it, including visual based, audio based, and haptic based. The visual based HCI is the visual based human computer interaction is probably the most widespread human computer interaction research area. And audio based is the audio based interaction between a computer and a human is another important area of HCI systems. So this area deals with information required by different audio signals. And then we have sensor based HCI is a it's a diverse area with broad applications, all of which involve use of physical sensors to facilitate interaction between users and machines. So these sensors can range from basic to highly sophisticated. The syllabus specifically focus on haptic sensors. Haptic technology is technology like that can create an experience of touch by applying forces, vibrations, or motions to the user. So these technologies can be used to create virtual objects in a computer simulation, to control virtual objects, and to enhance remote control of machines and devices. Okay, so let's see some visual based HCI areas. One is facial expression analysis. So this area focuses on visually recognizing and analyzing emotions through facial expressions. Body movement tracking, that's used in large scale. So researchers in this area concentrate on uh, like tracking and analyzing large scale body movements. And then we have gesture recognition. Gesture recognition involves identifying and interpreting gestures made by users, like often used for direct interaction with computers in command and action scenarios. And then we have gaze detection, like eyes movement tracking. Gaze detection involves tracking the movement of a user's eyes and is primarily used to better understand the user's attention, intent, or focus on context sensitive situation. Okay, next we have audio based interaction. In audio based interaction in HCI is a crucial field focused on processing information acquired through various audio signals. So while the nature of audio signals may be less diverse compared to visual signals, the information uh, they provide can be highly reliable and valuable and sometimes uniquely informative. So the research areas within this domain include speech recognition. This area centers on the recognition and interpretation of spoken language. Speaker recognition. So researchers in this area concentrate on identifying and distinguishing different speakers. And auditory emotion analysis efforts have been made to incorporate human emotions into intelligent human computer interaction by analyzing emotional cues in audio signals and human made noise detections. So, this involves recognizing typical human auditory signs like sighs, gasps, laughs, cries, and etc. So, which contribute to emotion analysis and the design of more intelligent HCI systems. And then we have musical interaction. Relatively new area in HCI, it involves generating and integrating with music with applications in the art industry. Okay, then we have the third one, the sensor-based HCI. So these sensors can range from basic to like highly sophisticated. Following are like specific areas of sensor-based HCI, like although the Edexcel syllabus in your exam it specifies only the haptic based HCI, so that's why I have mentioned that in red color. But knowing like rest of the sensors also like no harm, right? So pen based interaction, particularly relevant in mobile devices, focusing on pen gestures and handwriting recognition. And then mouse and keyboard, well established input devices discussed in section 3.1, commonly used in computing. And then joysticks, another established input device for interactive control, like gaming and simulations. And then motion tracking sensors and digitizers, uh, uh, industry like film, animation, art, and gaming. So these sensors in forms like wearable cloth or joint sensors enable more immersive interactions. Uh, Haptic sensors, yeah, particularly significant in applications related to robotics and virtual reality. So, providing feedback based on touch. So, they play a crucial role in enhancing sensitivity and awareness in humanoid robots, such as well as in medical surgery applications. So, haptic interfaces for medical simulation, like have been developed for training in minimally invasive procedures such as laparoscopy and interventional radiology, and for training dental students. So, haptic technology has enabled the development of telepresence surgery, allowing expert surgeons to operate on patients from a distance. Haptic feedback is common in cellular devices. Surface haptics refers to the production of variable forces on a user's finger as it interacts with surface such as a touchscreen. And then we have pressure sensors, also important in robotics and virtual reality and medical applications, providing information based on the pressure exerted on a surface. And then we have taste and smell sensors, like although like these are like less popular compared to other areas. Researchers has been conducted in the field of sensors for taste and smell as well. So here are some technology developments today that enhances the HCI. Eye tracking, speech recognition, IoT including wearables, cloud computing, and augmented reality and virtual reality, like all enhance the scope of HCI and achieve the HCI goals through better use of technology. Let's now move on to the ergonomic principles that support HCI. Ergonomics, also known as like human factors or human factors engineering, is the application of psychological and physiological principles to the engineering and design of products, processors, and systems. So, ergonomic principles are crucial for effective end user, user friendly HCI. So, they focus on design interfaces and interactions. Ergonomics are achieved in computer systems through the interfaces we design and develop for humans to interact with. So, interface design elements are like crucial players of the ergonomic principles of HCI. So, these elements are menus, icons, accessibility windows, pointers. There's a term used for interfaces combining these elements, and it's called WIMP. WIMP interfaces, and WIMP stands for windows, icons, menus, and pointers. So, we will discuss each of these elements in the next few screens. So, first up, the menus element. Menus is a list of options from which the user can choose what they require to proceed. So, menu option list can contain any type of data, but text usually works the best. So, with the heavy use of handheld devices like mobile devices that has a smaller screens than computers, of course, of laptops. So, the menus nowadays has icons with text being optional. So this is to reduce the space a menu would take on a mobile or tablet, so the space will be free for other content. The menu list can be ordered or unordered. So typically, most frequently used menu options are placed at the top. Next, we have icons. Icons are small images or symbols that represents files, commands, or windows. Icons are pictorial representation of objects, and icons should be represent functions for which they are designed. If they are designed properly, they can enhance the user's experience as well. So, icons should be concrete and familiar. They should be visually and conceptually distinct and simple, meaning unnecessary information is not needed. You should consider the number and types of potential accessibility issues users will have. So these are like common barriers, like visual wise we have color blindness, and then mobility issues where wheelchair user concerns, and then auditory like hearing difficulties. And next we will see windows. So windows are areas of the screen through which a particular software or data file may be viewed. Windowing was first demonstrated by the Xerox Alto and the later incorporated to Apple operating system and Microsoft Windows. The resize and positioning allows users to like resize and move windows easily to accommodate their preferences and screen space. So also minimizing allows currently unused windows to be temporarily parked and reused later. An extension of the Windows concept is the use of multiple tabs. For example, historically, an internet browser such as Chrome or Internet Explorer allowed only one window per site we visit. But if we want to visit 10 sites, we needed 10 browser windows. But today, these browsers allows multiple tabs within a single window. So we can have different sites loaded on different windows. The same concept is used in PDF readers and few other softwares as well. So this allows a massive reduction in the number of windows we open on our computer at a given time, and also like uh, group all related content into one window. So, consistent window behavior such as close, minimize, and maximize functions brings in ease of learning and prevents confusion to users. So, there are standard icons adopted for these two that are almost uniform across multiple operating systems. So, therefore, user switching between operating systems becomes easy and less troublesome. And then the last one we have is pointers. So pointers usually looks like arrows and are used to select icons and the options found in the menu. The pointer moves around the screen while a mouse, touchpad, or a trackball. The shape of the pointer can sometimes change depending on the application you're using at that time. Also, the shape would change if the pointer is at a location to perform a different type of an action, such as resigning a shape or click and drag something to a different place. You need to design the interface so that cursor movements is smooth and responsive, so allowing users to achieve the desired outcome quickly and accurately. The acceleration of the cursor must reflect the physical movement of the pointer device, such as like the mouse of touchpad without any lag. The pointer devices provides multiple physical actions to input different types of actions. For example, mouse actions include single click, double click, click and drag. Further, the latest touchpads and touchscreen devices support multi-finger touch inputs that let us interact with the computer screens like in multiple ways. For an example, zoom in and zoom out using 3 or 4 fingers, scroll up and down using two-finger press and move. So these subtle additions has remarkably improved our interactions with the computer. Let's see a sample question on HCI. Imagine following scenarios and consider how we can use HCI for better user experience. Imagine people with disabled access, example like visual disability, deafness, reduced mobility. So people who are unable to read the interface, example very small children, illiterate people, those who speak a different language. So in such situations, what we can do with HCI? Let's see. So, how to use HCI to overcome those barriers? Visual interactions, examples using flat screens, touch screens, 3D virtual reality screens, eye tracking, head or hand body tracking, virtual retinal display. So, users don't have to be IT savvy and they can use IT system devices easily due to these visual interactions. For audio interactions, we can use microphones, speakers, voice commands, natural language translations, and also audio implants. And for haptic interactions, we can use joystick, mouse, trackball, keyboard, touchscreen, haptic gloves, and other wearables. Force feedback devices, braille displays, uh, uh, and and use of inserted microchips. Let's see the importance of HCI, or else we can also say benefits of HCI. So these points are also useful when answering HCI related questions. So let's see. Uh, Enhancing user experience. HCI places a strong emphasis on like creating technology that is user friendly and intuitive. So when users have positive experience with technology, they are more likely to adopt it, use it more effectively, and express higher levels of satisfaction. And also, HCI increases the productivity and efficiency. So HCI principles are like instrumental in designing systems and interfaces that streamline tasks and workflows. So by reducing user effort and cognitive load, HCI contributes to increased productivity in various domains from business applications to healthcare. And then we also have the benefit of reducing errors and frustration. So through like the careful design and usability testing, HCI helps identify and mitigate potential sources of errors and user frustration. So this can be especially critical in fields like aviation, healthcare, and finance, where errors can have serious consequences. And then another benefit is the enhancing accessibility and inclusivity. So HCI ensures that technology is accessible to individuals with disabilities by considering diverse user needs. HCI promotes inclusivity and equal access to information and services. And then we also get the benefit of improving decision making, uh, effective data visualization and information presentation, key aspects of HCI help users make informed decisions like in field like analytics and business intelligence. HCI plays a vital role in transforming complex data into actionable insights. And then we also have the benefit of enhancing safety, uh, like in critical systems such as self-driven cars, medical devices, and industrial equipment. HCI is uh, crucial for designing interfaces that prioritize safety and usability, reducing the likelihood of accidents. And then we have the benefit of driving innovation. So HCI encourages creative thinking in technology design, like as new interaction methods and technologies emerge. For an example, touch screens, voice assistants, augmented reality. So HCI researchers and designers explore innovative ways to make them user friendly and functional. And then we also have the cost saving. So when designing technology with HCI principles in mind, it can lead to cost saving in terms of reduce customer support needs and reduce errors and rework, and also increased user efficiency. So you can use this knowledge you gain to answer any HCI related questions. I hope you understand. So with that, we are going to conclude the lesson for today. So thank you, and let's meet with another lesson soon.